Hello everyone, I am CA Manas Chugh and will be providing you insights on the foreign direct investments. Amongst the COVID crisis, we all have heard about that Facebook Inc. had signed a deal with Reliance Industries Jio to acquire 9.99% stake, making it a Jio moment for India. This is the world's largest investment for a minority stake by a technology company and the largest foreign direct investment in technology sector in India. So, let us understand what is foreign direct investments and afterwards I will explain you the latest developments. FDI is the investments through capital instruments, that is equity shares, debentures, preference shares and share warrants by a person resident outside India. Now the question arises, does all investments by a person resident outside India falls under FDI? No. Arvind Mayram Committee report in 2014 suggested changes in the FDI definition which the center accepted. Foreign investment in unlisted shares will always be treated as FDI. Foreign investment in listed shares with the shareholding greater than 10% will fall under FDI. And in the case of shareholding less than 10%, it will be termed as foreign portfolio investment. Let me furnish you the development of FDI inflows in India. In the last 20 years, total FDI inflows were $658 billion, out of which Mauritius accounts for 31% of the total inflows. Wondering how a $14 billion economy accounts for 31% of the total FDI? The reason is Mauritius is a tax haven country and there is no tax on dividends. Also, India has a double tax avoidance agreement allowing entities in Mauritius to enjoy a tax holiday. Mauritius is followed by Singapore, Japan, and Netherlands. Who can invest in India? Investment in India is subject to entry routes, sectoral caps, and investment limits. Let us first understand the entry routes criteria. Entry route has two provisions. First is automatic route, in which investments by a person does not require prior approval of RBI or government. Second is government route, investments which require prior approval from the government. On 22nd April 2020, government notified that FDI by an entity registered in a country with whom India shares a land border has to take approval from the government to curb opportunistic takeovers of Indian company during COVID-19. Sectoral caps. For the listed companies, individual foreign institutional investor limit is 10% and the aggregate level of all FII is 24%, above which special resolution has to be taken. For private banks, FDI limit is 74%, but investment below 49% is under automatic route and above 49% to 74% approval from the government has to be taken. Let me apprise you, in SDFC Limited, FII holds approximately 72% of the total shares. For telecommunication sector, 100% FDI is allowed, but approval from the government has to be taken above 49% shareholding. For your information, Airtel in January 2020 took the government nod to raise the FDI limit from 49% to 100%. In July 2019, government eased the FDI norms in single retail brands like IKEA and Apple to provide them a lucrative policy. FDI in single brand is allowed 100% under automatic route. For airports, 100% FDI is allowed under automatic route. In February 2020, GMR, which owns and operates Delhi, Goa and Hyderabad airport, has sold its 49% stake to a French company. Everyone must have heard about the 20% sale of Reliance oil to chemical business to Aramco, which is the world's most profit-making company. FDI in the case of petrol and natural gas is 100% under automatic route. Investment by a person resident outside India is prohibited in the following sectors: real estate, gambling including casinos, lottery business, manufacturing of cigarettes and cigars, Nidhi company, and chit funds. In case a company receives funds from outside India for investment, the company has to report to the RBI within 30 days of the receipt of the funds. And an annual report has to be filed to the RBI by 15 July of every year. The two most common queries received are: first is, what is the FDI policy for e-commerce? After the acquisition of Flipkart by the Walmart, government recognized the importance of amending the FDI policy in the interest of the Indian people. There are two models in e-commerce. First is inventory-based model. In this e-commerce activity where inventory of goods and services is owned by e-commerce entity and is sold to the consumers directly. In case of inventory-based model, FDI is not allowed. Second is marketplace model. In this case, e-commerce entity provides an information technology platform on a digital and electronic network to just act a facilitator between buyer and seller. In case of marketplace-based model, 100% FDI is allowed under automatic route. Second query is, what is the FDI policy for startups? As the government's top focus is on innovation and improvement of processes, startups are catering this area for which government has provided remunerative policy. Government has allowed 100% FDI under automatic route for startups which are registered with DPIIT. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you find this video constructive. You can reach out to me in the comment section for any queries related to this subject. To know more about the international trade trends, related laws and taxes, do subscribe to my YouTube channel FinOwens.